Hi, this is Marwan from SilvergrainClassics magazine, and today we will talk a little bit about Meyer Görlitz. I visited the company recently, and we had in our issue number 11 an entire lens review about it. We did a test shoot with it. To give you a kind of impression how beautiful these lenses are, we're just going to unbox two of them today. We just go now to the lens itself. I personally start now with the 75 millimeter, which is my personal favorite, I must say. It's not that it's the better one, but I like it more. It is nicely packed. You just notice there is something precious in there. A wonderful box. I mean, you expect such a box like we're buying a Rolex. It comes with some cards with technical descriptions, also with a quality control label. And here is what you are waiting for. The Meyer Görlitz lens. It comes with its own lens hood. And here the 75 Primoplan. I wish you could really touch it yourself, because just seeing it on a photo does not really give you an idea how good it is. It looks very good, and also the entire finish is wonderful. The engraving are perfect, but even when you just touch the mechanical parts, the threads, the guidance and the machining is absolutely outstanding. I would just say it comes very close to another manufacturer for lenses that has a red dot on it and is also made in Germany. The Primoplan 75 1.9, the first thing that comes into your mind when you look into the lens is this wonderful round shaped aperture. That's because it has 15 aperture blades. It's also very smoothly going with the aperture ring. And that guarantees you, especially in portrait photography, a perfect bouquet. It's creamy, it's wonderful, and especially because of the lens design, it gives you this so-called soap bubble bouquet. Well, we just made some photos of it in our studio with a model, and you can see here that is this typical soap bubble bouquet. It is something very, very classic. In general, it's a very small lens. If I just compare it, my personal favorite lens as a portrait lens is the 85 1.4 Minolta, which I'm using, which is a huge lens. And this here is kind of a fraction of the size, so it's easy to carry, and I think that's one of the advantages too. That's the 75, but we also have the Primoplan 58, which we have here. Let's get that. It comes in a similar box. The size is very similar to the 75. They're not really different. It's a little bit lighter, but everything else is to the same manufacturing standard. Yeah, it is a 1.9 lens as the 75. It also has a wonderful aperture, also really round. Instead of 15 blades, it has 14 blades. What is the use, or what is the difference between the 58 and the 75? Well, the 75 is a typical, I would say, a portrait lens with a minimum focus distance of 75 centimeter. The 58 starts with 50 centimeter focusing distance. It has a more universal approach. You can use it, for example, very well for editorial shoots. But also for portrait shoots. If you use it in the same way like the 75, you also get that typical soap bubble bouquet. But especially for the editorial shootings, I noticed a swirly bouquet, which gives it a more active look. So yeah, if people are more in the 50 millimeter level when they use that for street photography or whatever, then the 58 is definitely the right lens for you. Now, Silvergrain Studio Lab, we have a very nice balcony, and we had our model Miri, which was on the balcony, and we used the 58 millimeter for that special shot, which comes a little bit into the fashion editorial one, and there you can see exactly this typical swirly bouquet on Kodak Gold 200. Well, What can we also say about these lenses? They are definitely not for everyone. They are not cheap. It's due to the excellent quality and excellent build quality. You have definitely to pay something for them, considering even that you find similar lens designs on the used market. But definitely this is not the only factor you should consider when you're thinking about these lenses here. Well, the original design they are based on from Meyer Görlitz are nowadays, some of them are more than half a century old. They come from an East German manufacturer. Some of them were excellently built, but they had very fluctuating quality depending on the supply they had. So you might end up and paying quite a lot of money for an old 50-year-old lens that has already glass corrosion or other problems. Well, one of the advantages of buying a new lens is definitely the warranty you're getting. In Germany, it's 2 years. And if there's a problem, even if it's out of warranty, you definitely have a manufacturer or a service and maintenance place where you can send them. Sometimes with very old designs, I noticed that the control of the focus ring is not very even. So they do need a CLA. Here I had from the first moment a very precise control over the lens. I just could focus to the point. I got this wonderful sharpness of a modern lens combined with the very, very classic Bouquet. This was just a joy to shoot with. Well, if you're using your lens or your gear for professional work, let's say you do wedding photography, you do portraits, or you shoot editorial shoots on film, then you also need a reliable product in your hand. And these lenses do definitely deliver that. If you just consider the way you are charging your customer, with 1 or 2 jobs, you might get the money already back and you will deliver something special to your customer. Let's say you are not a professional photographer, you're a hobbyist. Sometimes having something new in your hand and maybe just getting it as a gift is also an interesting point. If I just consider buying an old 50, 60-year-old lens and put another 200 euro on CLA on top by a technician and have to wait 2, 3, 4 weeks again on top of that, which also gives me a kind of tendency to go to the modern ones. Well, at the end of the day, it's your choice what you're going to use, an old one or a new one. What they do have in common is this wonderful bouquet that just transforms you into another time and gives a wonderful image at the end of the day. And the image is that what counts.